What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Tuesday is a good day in the gaming world. Everything resets on Tuesday. Destiny 2 resets. Apex Legends resets. I think Escape from Tarkov resets. I don't know. I don't really play that game. Very excited about some games that are coming up in the near future. The new Call of Duty Escape from Tarkov variant is around the corner. That looks super interesting. Super interesting to me. Hope I can pull that off. Cardinals got some big questions. The St. Louis Cardinals got some big questions that they need to answer today. Got some big questions. Big questions. But we have some big topics that we want to talk about today. We got some real big stuff to deal with today. Some topics that I've been meaning to talk about for a while. Been waiting for a day that didn't have a lot going on with it to talk about, and then I decided to talk about different topics instead. So we're still going to talk about other topics, the super important topics that I want to talk about maybe later on this week. But as for now, let's say hi to everybody. Mike says, I am late. A wizard shows up whenever he wants, or whatever Gandalf's phrase is. Andrian, welcome to the live stream. I see a penguin there in the chat. Raging Turnip is here. Vincent B, hello. Hello, hello. D. Warman. Scott K, trying to get to where you want is a practice in patience and convincing your guildies to stick with you while you develop, especially if you are a low to moderate spender. Could not agree more. Aloha, Richard. Another day in Hawaii. You know, it's really nice. It's not chilly. It's not cold, but it's nice. It's nice here in the St. Louis area. Definitely not Hawaii temps this week. Super hot last week. I got a nice bronze layer from being in the pool. Many days last week. And today it's a little chill. I actually had my space heater on. I don't know if you guys can hear the space heater. But it's a little chilly in our basement, so I cranked that on today. One of the big things that I wanted to talk about today is one of the really big things that I wanted to talk about today is this idea for mostly new players, non-spenders, and this goes for Facebook and web as well as Hero Wars Mobile. And this is the idea of the favorite team, but we're going to take a different look at it. Okay, a different look at your favorite team. So let's use a hypothetical example of the LOL Osh team, and this is a gather team, or I'm sorry, a max testing thing from Hero Wars Facebook and web. But I don't want you to pay too much attention to this because this applies to mobile as well. Just bear with me, and I'll get to the point. I'll get to the point here in just a second. So this is commonly referred to as like the top team for facing off against Osh. He's a guild raid boss on Facebook and web, on browser versions of the game, and a very strong lineup. Has some incredible heroes in here that everybody should consider leveling up at one point or another in their lifetime. Their Hero Wars account's lifetime. I've been playing too much Apex Legends. There's a character called Lifeline in Apex Legends. So you have these 5 heroes, right? And it doesn't have to be these 5 heroes. It could be a Kira Blender team. It could be a Way of Chaos team. It could be a Twins team. It could be the new hotness, the Fafnir Artemis or Fafnir Kira teams on Hero Wars Mobile. And you have these teams, but maybe you don't have them yet. And again, guys, this is more focused at the newer players, maybe that you've been playing for a couple of weeks or a couple of months and you don't quite have the team yet. So when you start the game, when you start Hero Wars, you basically log in with 4 to 5 heroes, like right out of the gate. Like by the end of day 1, you've got Galahad, you've got Thea. I believe you get Phobos pretty quickly. Most people get Astaroth and Aurora around day 1 as well. And then you have Artemis and Ginger and Mojo, Thea, you have Kira, Fox, a lot of really early game heroes that you gain access to incredibly quick. Okay. Now, there is occasionally an event, and again, I'm showing the browser version of this game, but this could just as easily apply to the mobile version of the game as well. We have a Qingmao event right here, so there may be some random event. Okay, there may be some incredible event that gives you a hero that you don't gain access to every single day. And I'm coming to the point. You have the heroic chest that you can open one of these every single day for a chance at a random hero or a complete hero in some instances. You might even get lucky and get Cleaver, the legendary grand prize, which is a very small chance. But what if none of those heroes are going to be in your team, your best team, your favorite team, the team that you want to level based on people like me telling you who to level, or people on Reddit or Facebook or Discord or an infinite number of places, Twitter, I don't know, do people talk about Hero Wars on Twitter? There's a pretty nice TikTok community, actually, of Hero Wars. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, you know, you start off with, let's just say for the sake of the argument that you start off and you really dig into Galahad. Like, I like Galahad a lot. I'm going to build a Galahad, Dorian Fox, Cornelius, Thea. No. Ishmael. This is the team that I want. This is the team that I have to have. Let's say in a hypothetical world that this is the meta team, right? This is the meta. The best team for PvP or for the campaign or for fighting the Hydra head or for fighting the new boss in the guild raid, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is the team that you want to build. But you don't have access to Ishmael yet because Ishmael is not easy to get. Right? Hypothetically, Ishmael is not easy to get. But what you do have Kira or you have Ginger. Right? Or you also actually got Phobos pretty early on. But let's stick with Kira because she's in roughly the same position as Ishmael. And you got lucky and you got Dorian out of the chest. Okay, you got Cornelius from the Friendship Shop or the Highwayman Shop, wherever it is. Daredevil, I don't actually know off the top of my head where you get Daredevil, but maybe there's a Daredevil event that's active right now. And of course, you got Galahad and Kira from the campaign. So I don't want Kira long term. I want Ishmael. I want to build an Ishmael team long term, or a Dante team, or a Kark team, or whatever. So then, you know, as you're starting to play the game, as you're doing these different things, you take a look at this hero Kira, and you think, well, you know, she isn't who I want to use long term. She isn't who I want to use long term, but I need to keep her. I need to limp her along a little bit, right? I need to make her useful in my current lineup. So the things that you need to do as a new player to make sure that you're not over investing, what I would recommend that you do is spend less energy on her than your other heroes, right? The actual items early on scale very well. They scale dramatically. At very, very high levels, you get huge chunks of stats, right? If you go to items, or do the stats screen on mobile and you scroll all the way down, the item, the Vanquished Absolute, for example, gives you a ton of intelligence, agility, and strength. This Alucard's Amulet gives a ton of physical attack and health. And while all that is good and it stacks up and it's amazing, whenever you're early on in your Hero Wars career, your account or whatever, this item, the Orcish Knuckles, with the 12 physical attack, doesn't seem like it's a lot. It does not seem like it's that much. But whatever you're dealing with much lower level stuff, you know, level 30s, in the 50s, even up to like level 80 or 90, these small pieces of stats are a lot. So what I would recommend you not do, actually, let me take the step back here. I would recommend investing a little bit into all of the skills. Don't worry about maxing the skills out. Certainly work on your main heroes first, your Galahad skills, your Cornelius skills, your Dorian skills. Work on those skills first, right? Because gold is going to be finite. Spend a little bit of energy limping her along with her items, making sure she has plenty of stats. But do not spend anything on skins. Do not spend anything on glyphs. Do not invest anything in the Gift of the Elements, and the same can be said for the artifacts. Don't spend anything. It's going to seem like such an easy thing. Ooh, look at this red dot. I could level this up. I could spend 5 of these right here and level this up. That red dot is going to call out to me forever unless I spend these resources. And you see these red dots all over the place. They shout at you, hey, you need to do this. You need to figure this out. You need to complete this situation. There's something that needs your attention here. There's a notification. Hold off on using any of your extra resources, okay? Focus on your other 4 heroes. Raging Tournament does bring up a good point. It says Gift of the Elements isn't horrible. At least you can get those points back. You're right. Gift of the Elements, you can absolutely refund. You get the sparks back, but you don't gain the gold back. And gold is very precious early on in your account. So even then, it's, you can definitely get it back, but you don't want to waste the gold. So what a lot of people will end up doing, and I was guilty of this. Just look at my heroes. Fox, a hero that I never use, a hero that I barely have anything invested in. I've invested enough resources into Fox to get her to Violet, right? I've gotten lucky with some skins here and there. No glyphs, no Gift of the Elements, no artifacts. But I've spent enough energy on her to get her to Violet. Now, why would I do that? That's a waste of energy. How much energy does it take to get a hero from Gray to Violet? Now, you might say I have a bunch of extra resources. I might have a bunch of extra items laying around, right? Like this Ghostly Blade. The Ghostly Blade, how many Ghostly Blades do I have lying around? I have 0. Oh, I have to create it. I gotcha. So let's say the Desert Blade. Here we go. How many Desert Blades do I have? I have 1. Okay, I might have 10 of these. So why not use it here? Well, you might use it on a different hero in the future. All right. Looking at Tristan. Why do I have Tristan at Violet +2? I've been, I only have a handful of heroes left to max out their skills. So I've been slowly but surely maxing out everybody's skills. I think I'm about right here. Yeah, I only have about 8 or 10 heroes that don't have their skills left. Why did I level up Marcus to Violet +1? Ziri. Why did I waste any resources on Ziri? Eventually, you're going to gain access to Ishmael, right? Ishmael is the play. Kira is the bad hero. Kira is not a bad hero, but Kira is the bad hero that you have to use until you get access to Ishmael. Now, you can get Ishmael from the Grand Arena shop. Maybe you don't have the Grand Arena shop unlocked yet. Maybe you don't quite have enough heroes to do Grand Arena just yet, and you got to work on it a little bit. Save up a couple of. You probably need about 1,000 or maybe 5,000 Grand Arena coins to get enough Soul Stones to summon Ishmael. But eventually, you will get Ishmael. Richard Cochran says the 28-day chest. That's 100% true. There is a not the daily quest. Over in the special events tab this is a Facebook and web specific reward. On day 28, you get access to 50 hero soul stones to choose from, except for the following 4 heroes: Cleaver, Jet, Iris, and Amira. Now this is going to roll into the release of Iris, which could potentially be in 2 weeks, right? I want to use Iris. And because I watched Charlie on Hero Wars Central, I know everything that Iris is capable of. We don't yet, by the way. We don't have any leaks for what Iris is doing just yet. We know that she's a Way of Eternity hero on mobile. But I really want to use Iris because I love, aesthetically, the look and the feel of Iris. Okay, now Iris is a mage. She's not really replaceable by anybody. She doesn't, not a lot of people do what she does. But any investment into Jet, let's say hypothetically you're using Jet right here. That's a bad example because Jet's a difficult hero to get. Let's say hypothetically you're using Orion. That's a good choice. You can easily get Orion from the Tower Shop, right? You're using Orion instead of Iris. Once you get Iris, once the Iris event happens in the next 2 weeks or the next month or the next 3 months or whenever Iris comes to Hero Wars Mobile, all of the resources that you're spending on Orion will become wasted. Maybe sometime in the future you'll use Orion again. Maybe. Maybe not. All of the energy that I've spent getting Orion to Violet, all of the gold that I've spent on his skills, all of the skin stones that I've spent getting his default skin to rank 8s, all of the glyphs that I've spent, 27, 5, you know, I've spent a little bit. Gift of the Elements, artifacts. Look, I've already got him. I got him to green. Why did I level Orion's glyphs to green? Well, I know why. Because he's useful in Outland. He's a useful to counter Outland bosses. You know, good against certain boss enemies. But if I plan on replacing Orion with Iris or Kira with Ishmael in my previous example, don't waste your resources. Guys, please do not waste resources on heroes that you don't plan to use long term. Right? Do not waste resources. Some of these are incredibly precious resources. I mentioned in yesterday's live stream that you need 200,000 skin stones per hero. That's 1 million skin stones that you need. Am I exaggerating? Did I just do math wrong on a Tuesday? I don't think I did. You need 1 million skin stones to max out a team of heroes. That's just a rough guess. It's probably less than that. Might be more. Might be more. Certainly by the time you level up all of the alternate heroes for that team, you will need more. All right. But the bad news is you might change your mind. The Hero Soul Chest daily reward is such a tease for new accounts. When you start after day 3 of the month, oh, that does suck. Casual Credit Gaming. Yeah, that does suck. That does suck. What's up, Vincent? Welcome back to the live stream. Might be an underestimate in some of the heroes. Possibly, Raging. Possibly. 1 million skin stones. Why would you waste a single skin stone on a hero you don't plan to level? Well, Charlie, I really want to do the daily quest to level up a skin stone. I want to do that every single day. Really? Is that really gonna, like, in the long run, is that gonna be, you know, more beneficial to you compared to the face of 1 million skin stones that you need to save up? Whew. Man. Play the bad hero until you get to the good hero. We have some familiar faces in the Livestream Guild on Facebook, server 53. Scandal, Klaus, Jess Octo, back from the Ashen Knights, which imploded. Please come back. You know what? They left me. Why should I reward that? I appreciate that they're coming back to that, but I don't reward disloyalty. I don't do it. I am able to upgrade 1 skin per day on heroes I use. 1 skin per day. Yep. I've been spending about 900 emeralds a day on energy, and then I spend a little bit more on opening Outland chests. So I've been spending about 1,200 emeralds per day. I was trying to level up Fox until Iris came out, and I thought Iris insanely better than Fox. I know you're too busy. I agreed to pass that along. Well, yeah. I don't recommend anybody play more than 1 account anymore. Like, this game has gotten so big, especially the mobile version of the game. Man, the game has gotten so crazy. So much stuff to do. So much stuff to do in this game. Way less than on mobile, though. Way less than mobile. I don't have time for it. I wanted to share with you all a cool strategy having to do with adventures. Now, I was very lucky as a byproduct of joining a much more well-established guild. I was able to complete Adventure 13 with 4 chests in 1 try, by the way. I did lose 1 fight, but thanks to Rattlesnake Jeff and Witchy Raven, thanks to those 2 incredible players, I was able to complete my first ever Adventure 13. Now, the thing about adventures is you need a portal charge in order to, let's see, are they in consumables? Where are the portal charges? Where do they sit? Coins, fragments, soulstone. Where do portal charges sit? I actually don't know where they sit. I don't know. Sanctuary. whatever. There we go. So you gain 1 portal charge for free every single day, up to a max of 3. And then occasionally you get a 3-pack as a gift from the community managers over on Facebook and the official Hero Wars web Discord, right? You get the 3 portal charges about once a week. Now, for those of you that are aware, Adventure 13 is a rotating map. It's a rotating map between, I'm not sure if it's all of them. It's certainly not all of them. It's probably like the top 3. Does anybody know, Adventure 13, how many maps it rotates in between? But Adventure 11 and Adventure 12 are 2 of the easier ones to complete. 9 through 12. Okay, it's 9, 10, 11, and 12. Perfect. So if you're able to complete an Adventure 13 on any of the easy ones or any time, but you don't have any saved up, right? I have the 2 portal charges. You guys saw I have the 2 portal charges right here. But what I don't have is I don't have any saved up in the mail, which is unfortunate. Usually I do, but I know we're a little ways away from an event that requires a lot of adventure completions. Occasionally we're going to need some for the Ascension season, but I'm not going to worry about that today. So what I'm going to do is not complete the adventure, right? I'm just going to sit here. Okay. You can loot the chests, but you don't have to leave. You don't have to end the adventure. Now, I could end the adventure now and raid twice, right? I could. And if I don't get those 3 portal charges in the mail tomorrow, then the next day after that, I will waste a portal charge because I'll gain a 3rd one tomorrow. And then the day after that, I will gain a 4th one, but you can't go higher than that. But since it's the highest tier adventure that I can complete, and we completed it with 4 chests, I'm going to sit here in this adventure and wait until I have some portal charges to spend. Now, personally, I could just send portal charges to myself because I've got the legendary boxes and, knock out 10 raids at once if I really wanted to. But not a lot of people, I shouldn't say that. There are some of you that don't know that you can just sit in an adventure forever. Now, it doesn't lock Witchy Raven and Rattlesnake Jeff. It doesn't lock them in because you can go to rules. Not rules, I'm sorry. Is it rules? Yeah, it's log. You can go into the log and click on leave adventure right here. So they're not stuck here. They're not stranded here. So I can sit here forever. Now, tomorrow, again, if I do not get the 3 portal charges from a gift from the community manager, then the daily quest where I have to open 3 chests and the daily quest where I have to start an adventure, I'll definitely miss out on those. But it is more beneficial, especially since I don't have... here we go. Especially since I don't have this task completed, it is more beneficial for me to wait so that I can raid this a bunch, especially because tomorrow... Adventure 13 may be Adventure 10, maybe the Adventure 10 map, which is horrible. It may be that map. But if it's the Adventure 9, 11, or 12 map, then it's not a problem. The adventure closes within 7 days. I've heard that, but I've never stuck it out. I think that you might be right there. But they do give portal charges about once a week, so I'm not really worried about it too much. Just a little reminder that you don't have to leave adventures at the end. You can wait until you save up some portal charges. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what they say in the trivia? Okay. I've never had to, and no treasure mailed either, so you have to complete it and you have to leave. Just got a weird email. She raided like 24 times. That's awesome, raiding turnip. You can collect the chests and not leave. Yeah. So that's the plan. That's the play. Pretty straightforward, pretty basic stuff, but some people might not know about it. So I just thought that I would mention it. Here. You keep saying you need portal charges for events, but I never see any event where I did not get the portals to do it fully. Yeah, I think for the most part, any event has enough days in it. I think that maybe the pet event has 5. But there's definitely an ascension task. One of the quests requires a bunch, and you might screw that up if you don't have if you don't do the right ones. If you don't do the right adventures. 74 in a day? Wow. I think there's a place where you can go and look. I think that there's a place where you can go and look and see how many. Oh, it's it's that Chrome plugin that we don't talk about. That's right. I would never use that Chrome plugin though. That's cheating. That's for the guild. Oh, it's on there too. Rewards, stats and presents, adventures. Now this just shows in the last week. Hero Wars Assistant shows lifetime. Yeah. 11 is the best for the eyes. Yeah. I think it's a pretty good one. Charlie is my Hero Wars assistant. So, something else that I have been meaning to talk about, and we have time today to talk about it, so why not? Why not? My target today is Nico. Okay. Now, through a lot of training, we've discovered that my best chance for success is this lineup right here. And this looks familiar to a lot of you. This is the LOL Osh team, right? This is the best team to use against, the Guild Raid Phase 2 boss. And since I've joined this guild, Dark Tower, and really, honestly, a little bit before that, this idea that you don't need a tank has been floating around quite a bit. Obviously, it isn't the case in every situation, but I'm seeing more and more instances of some fantastic lineups that don't require a tank, right? Obviously, Isaac, we know, is an incredible tank versus Osh. Particularly good tank in this lineup. We have seen Leon tank lineups. I've seen some Arachne tank lineups. We all know about the incredible amount of Dante tank lineups that are out there now. We've seen Krista tank for the twins. We've seen Anvari tank for blenders. We've seen Marcus as a tank versus Hydra heads and in the Grand Arena and a lot of different things. It's got me really thinking about how many actual pure tanks do you need? And I think the main reason why we use a tank, obviously a lot of them provide great utility. They have high defenses, high armor or magic defense or health or dodge or a mixture of the 4, right? And most of the front line are tanks. That's the big thing, is most of the frontline heroes are tanks. So you can't fill a team with backline heroes. I mean, you can, but they tend to be squishy. Mid and back tier have majority of them as squishy. There are some outliers. Martha on mobile specifically is actually outlined as a tank, even though here on Facebook and web she's a healer support, you can see. But she's incredibly tanky. You see dodge tanks in Yasmin and Qingmao and Elmir, right? If you can manage it, you can actually even make Jorgen as a tank, right? Jorgen tank is actually a pretty viable setup. A lot of interesting lineups. A lot of interesting lineups. The problem is at times they can be a little restrictive because, for example, this same exact lineup, if I loved Kark, suddenly my Isaac is no longer a tank because my Kark is standing in front of my Isaac. So I can't use Isaac full time as a tank with every lineup, right? It's lineup specific. So this one in particular is actually a really cool opportunity that you guys are going to watch me whiff on real quick. I'm going to try my best. I failed 99% of the time in training with this lineup. And I'm going to hope for the best now. I'm going to hope for the best now. This is going to be Guild Wars Day 2, and I'm going to hopefully showcase a fantastic example of a situation where you don't necessarily need the traditional tank. Right? Now, the thing about this fight, I'm going to have to spam that 5 key. I'm going to have to spam the 5 key because Isaac is going to get charged so quickly. I'm going to spam the 5 key. There he goes. As soon as he comes off stun, boom. And then I need to spam my clicker, my mouse pointer on the Sebastian so that I can get rid of this stun. And then there's my Isaac again. Okay. And there's another Isaac. Okay. And hopefully he doesn't die right here. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Don't die, Isaac. No! Okay, now let's just auto it out. Yeah, you know what? I took out the Aurora. Unfortunately, I think that everybody else is really charged up here. Tough fight. Really tough fight there. I told you guys yesterday there's going to be a lot of embarrassing situations. Maybe I should have played this on auto mode. Arachne. But this isn't baby Arachne, Joaquin. This isn't baby Arachne. I was hoping for the best. I was hoping for the best using Isaac Tank here. It's possible that this would be a prime example of... Well, this would certainly be an example of when the magic defense skin for Isaac would be necessary. Right? If I'm using a hero like Isaac as a tank, I need to make sure all the defenses available to him are good. So let's just hope that everybody isn't charged up. It looks like... Okay, it looks like Isaac is... I'm sorry, Arachne's oh man, whoever cleans that up is going to be tough. Whew, Nature Guy says your hero choice was good, just need a little bit more power. Yeah, maybe. That's bad luck. No, it's not. 12 attempts left, 7 attempts left. All right, okay. So, can't win them all. Can't win them all. I'm definitely fighting a higher class of people here. So now my options are either I can fight Karsten or I can go after Devi. I got a pretty classic Kark defensive lineup here, or a straight timeout team. This is a significantly more defensive lineup. So I'm not sure which one to do. Or maybe I should attack the same one again. I am not sure. Give me 1 sec. Griff, I don't think a judge would have helped there. Okay. Huh. Let's go after Karsten. Because it's the same building. Somebody might be able to clean this up. And if they can clean this up and clear out Jay as well. Okay. Okay. So, let's do... Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm not really afraid of Celeste. The only hero that's going to be doing a lot of damage is that Aurora. And that Aurora... I mean, that Celeste is a strong Celeste. But my Isaac is going to counter that. So this is the play. Okay, this is the play. We got double healer, double tank. Double healer, double tank. Morrigan and Isaac hopefully is going to counter 60% of this lineup. And then it's just a matter of having enough damage output. Ideally, a double armor penetration boosted Kark to clear out the back half of these this line here. What I really like about Isaac is, you know, if you're not using him as a tank and you're going up against a team that's got a lot of magic attack, like this team does, his position doesn't matter. His position in the lineup doesn't matter that much because he's going to get charged up by his allies. His allies gaining, are taking a lot of the magic damage. Why is my Kark just sitting here? Whoops, I did that timing wrong. Well, looks like I didn't even have a chance anyway. Got 0 points out of it. Man. Aurora stun Kark. It was a long stun. That was a long, long stun. Well, sorry, Raven. 0 for 2. So I've embarrassed myself in front of the world. Sometimes it just be that way. Iris is the play to kill the Aurora. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. There we go. Pull this back up here. Hardest part with my guild is to keep them focused on their existing teams instead of biting on the fishing lure, new and shiny. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it'd be that way. I do better with Yasmin? Maybe. 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 You win, you lose. It makes no difference because over-competitiveness is toxic. Yeah, I appreciate that. I still, you know, I still want to pull my weight. I still want to pull my weight. I scroll way too much with heroes. Kark, Sebastian, Yasmin is a good choice against those timeout teams. So I thought that I wasn't going to be receiving nearly as much damage as I was receiving. I guess I'm not really sure how I was charging up that Aurora so quickly. I guess it's just the dodge. But I expected it to be taking way less damage from that lineup. So I thought a weaker Morrigan to help counter that Rufus was the play. The thing is, though, is if you're using Kark, you don't necessarily need Morrigan to counter that Rufus. But I was just trying something. I guess probably I shouldn't have tried. I think that's the thing that I'm most upset at myself about, is that I tried something that probably I shouldn't have, because I thought that she wasn't going to take nearly enough damage. And that Kark being stunned for 12 minutes definitely didn't help. Did the B Unigil and Asgard right? No. I don't think that we beat the 160 team yet, Sandy. I don't think so. I don't know. This is my first week in this guild. So I really don't know. I don't know. All right. Now this boss always gives me trouble. So we're actually going to swap the Axle here. You said that mobile has more stuff to do daily, but it seems to me to be the opposite, since on browser you have adventures and pets and totems. The thing is depending on where you are on mobile is the issue. You know, if you're at a high level competitive version of Hero Wars PvP, then the guild training, like I spent more time guild training in the last 2 days than I think I have the last year. Mostly because I don't want to disappoint my new guild, but also because I need to try different lineups to make sure that it works out. Because at the Gold League, it matters more. At the Silver League, it's like, and that's probably part of the reason why my guild never left never left Silver. But let me focus on this. Make sure I kill this guy. Got a minute. Can I finish him off? There we go. Okay. So this comment right here by Scott K. Let's highlight it real quick. The activities on Hero Wars. I said that mobile has more stuff to do daily, but it seems to me to be the opposite, since on browser you have adventures and pets and totems and TOE, and Asgard mobile is just Hydra. So the thing is this whole thing, the Cradle of the Stars, the Guild Raid Phase 1 is, what is it? 3, 6, 9. It's 9 minion fights that I did 2 of them in 6 minutes. I did 2 of them in like 6 minutes. So I can do all 9 on Thursday in probably 15 to 20 minutes, right? And once you know that you can defeat the minions, you can just skip. You can just go in and skip. But since this is my first week at a higher difficulty, I'm playing it a little safer. I'm playing a little bit more cautiously, and I'm playing on manual. I'm adjusting my pets and everything. The comparison to Hydra, because that's what this is. This is our version of Hydra that Hero Wars Mobile has. Hydra has to play every single day 3 Hydra heads, right? And you can't play on auto mode. You can, I guess, if you don't care, right? But you have to fight 3 Hydras every single day, and I guess that doesn't take too long. Maybe it's comparable in time to the total amount of minion fights that you have to deal with. But you have to fight the 3 Hydra heads every single day, right? Now, the pet adventures, like I mentioned earlier, which is something else that we have to deal with compared to mobile. Mobile doesn't have anything near pet adventures. I've completed this adventure. We probably, let me see here. Let me go get an idea of how long it took us to complete this adventure. So 10:30 to about 11 o'clock. So it took about a half an hour. It took about a half an hour to do this adventure. And it didn't probably even take that long. We just we were waiting for a third person to join. So it wasn't like I was actively playing the adventure for 30 solid minutes. I started the adventure. I did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did 9 fights that I could have gone auto mode, or I could have skipped. And now I don't have to do an adventure again for several days. 2 days, 3 days. Right? So it isn't realistically that much time. Guild War is a wash. Guild War on Facebook and web is basically the same as Guild Wars on mobile, right? Silver League has 15 fights. Gold League has 20 fights. It's a wash. The issue is the Global Championship. So the Global Championship is the high level competitiveness of Hero Wars Mobile, and that's where people really want to be trying their best, spending some time training different, finding different lineups that work well, and stymie the opponent using their clever defensive lineups, the clever defensive puzzles, and all of that. It takes a while. It takes a while. I probably spent an hour today training to fight that Nico fight, and I still lost. I only won one time against all of the training attempts that I made against that fight, and I still, I thought I might have had a chance with that lineup, and I still ended up losing. But if I wanted to, and if I had the time, I would have spent more time working on it. But I wanted to take a little break from Hero Wars and go play with my dog, go say hi to the boys because they were up, and everything's going on upstairs. See how Miss Charlie was doing. I spent 15-20 minutes up there when I could have easily spent another 15 to 20 minutes working on that before the live stream. And people in the high level of Global Championship are dealing with that every single day for 25 solid days of the month. Right? It's 25 days, right? The Global Championship's like 25 days. I can't remember exactly what it is. Anyway, now they're thinking about adding in the 3-day Settlers of Catan hex grid thing. And there's not a turn-based thing. There's not a turn limits. In fact, you can get as many hits as you want, as much emeralds you want to spend, and as much resources as you want to trade in. So I could log in at the beginning of the 3-day thing, and I could go crazy with spending and completely dominate the entire board and be like, all right, this is cool, and I'm going to log off for the day. And then I'm going to come back tomorrow, and I'm going to have to go look at that to see how much the enemy 3 guilds have taken back, and then I need to push back. But your little battleships, your flying ships, they have fuel, and all of this is subject to change, obviously. They have the fuel that you have to fill up the ships, and then once the fuel fills back up, you can take more attacks. So you have to log in multiple times, presumably multiple times a day, to spend your fuel like you have to spend your energy right now in the campaign across 3 days. And then every 3 days, a new territory conquest thing starts again. And if you don't participate, the rewards you get or don't get will cause your guild and your account to get further and further behind your competition. So you have to participate. You have to. So we don't know what the territory conquest looks like, but we know for sure that the high level Global Championship, people are spending 3 to 6 hours per day each training for these fights. Sometimes you have to find the right guild mate to log in to provide the fight in the chat so you can, train on it. That could take some time. That could be minutes to hours away, right? Depending on when that person, where in the world that person lives. It could be, I could be way off. It could just take a couple of minutes, and the territory conquest may just take a couple of minutes, and it'd be comparable to the adventures. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is. We don't really know for sure. Hydra got every day, three teams each, so total 9 fights each full timer. Okay. Certain fights earn more damage on manual than auto. It makes it tough spending 2 hours a day on a game. Yep. How about Chaba? That could work. That could work, Walter. Typically, I do all my dailies across all 3 of my favorite accounts in about 1 hour, minus Guild Wars and PA, as those are time people dependent. Yep. Don't forget 3 hero battles per fight in mobile championships. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. The global championships has triple the heroes that you need to train against. There's no way that people putting in that kind of time wake up more than 1-2%. Yeah, so that's that. Casual credit. That is a great counterpoint. He says there's no way the people putting in that kind, or they say, I don't know if you're a guy or girl, there's no way the people putting in that kind of time make up more than 1-2% of the mobile player base. So the funny thing about that argument is anytime that they add stuff, people immediately assume that portion of the player base is way bigger than what it actually is. So like, take for example, adding in the Titan artifact system on both versions of the game. People are like, oh, everybody's gonna quit. Everybody's gonna quit. All of the people that have maxed out their accounts and now have to spend more money, all of those people are gonna quit. All of those people are like 300 people maybe in the entire world. Maybe 1,000 people in the entire world. All those people are gonna quit. Yeah. There's a lot of people quitting every single day. but I promise you, the amount of people that you think are gonna quit because of one thing is way less. Cloakman quits. Yeah. Well, that's the reason why they quit, D-Woman. That's the reason why they quit, because they thought that they were done spending money. They thought that they were done. I'm being told I have a... here we go. What is this? Battle challenge. Fun tank. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I PM'd a classic example of a fun tank versus a timeout team like that. Let's check it out. Let's check out this fight. Morrigan tank. Who needs a tank when you've got Morrigan? Who needs a tank? What the heck? This is the team that I just fought, by the way. This is the maxed out, max level version of the team that I just fought. Iris may be effective. Oh, yeah. Iris is definitely effective here. How was Morrigan able to survive this? Is that what it is? Is it Oliver? No, Oliver's on Iris. Axel? See you, Mike. If you don't look good when you're winning, are you really winning? Morrigan buffs armor like a bad girl. Morrigan. Not much damage to the front line. Wild. Do you even need a tank? Yikes. Crazy. Crazy. Iris tank is what that was. Iris tank? Iris tank. Fun stuff. All right. Cool live stream. Really cool live stream. The future is now. Morrigan is the new waifu. Don't tell Lian. Don't tell her. Don't tell Lian. She can tank too. We've seen Lian tank before, okay? Corpse Bridge. You mean Corpse Bride, you mean? Alright, live stream tomorrow is at 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 5 p.m. UTC. I hope to see every single one of you here back here tomorrow. That's the plan. I want to be here. I hope you are too. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.